Um,
Now I feel bad. I have great time. I sell pianos. Thank you. um, tell me a little bit about Carmel. You often refer to her as the business itself, and you're an attachment. And I thought at the beginning, okay, he loves his wife. But as I got to know the operation, your wife is, and she's not a piano person per se. But she is a lot for the company and for you, and I mean for you as obviously the wife, but in the business.
She's huge. So Carmel comes from. She grew up in a real estate family. Her parents were realtor partnership, and around the dinner table growing up, they would have conversations about sales and marketing and business. So that's where Carmel. Where she comes from, and she very much brings an attitude of salesmanship, of marketing. Of course, she grew up in the '80s and '90s, and things have changed since then. But it's the same focus. It's the same attitude that she applies to pianos. She even uses some of the same terms and some of the same concepts. Sphere of influence, for example, is something that she took straight out of real estate. And I could go on, but she is marketing-wise, she's brilliant.
One other aspect that I'd like to kind of question you about is you chose to have one brand for a long time. I mean, we have lots of dealers, and they have Hailun, they have other brands, but they're not close as successful as you are. What prompted you to stick with one brand, and was that a smart move? Was that not a smart move? How do you feel about that, and where are you right now with it?
Okay.
Why did you do it?
Okay, so going back to what we talked about in this conversation 10 minutes ago or so.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That the way I operate is when I believe in something, when I absolutely love it, I can promote it, and I can feel really good about it, and I think I can be very effective, a very effective communicator when I'm personally in love with it. And where Hailun was one that I absolutely fell in love with, and not only did I fall in love with the piano itself, but I fell in love with that intersection between price and quality. Mm-hmm. Because I love lots of pianos, but they're significantly more expensive, and it's when I'm in these people's homes, it's hard for me to promote a piano. I mean, I don't really know what their bank account looks like, but it's hard for me to promote a $60,000 instrument to a family that is solidly middle class. But to promote a piano that is in the teens, that I feel like is comparable quality to a $40,000 or even $60,000 instrument, I feel like I can really promote that. I feel like I can really get behind that. So Hailun, yeah, it's that intersection.
And I believe that you have. I do believe that that was one of the aspects that made you successful. That conviction that you had, and the product obviously that allowed that conviction. Mm-hmm. And maybe you didn't get entangled in confusing customers. There was a clear message.
Yeah, I think that's it. I have 20 years experience working on pianos, and this is the one. This is the one that I found. It was pretty cut and dry. And since then, you asked me a minute ago where I am now. I do have a entry-level piano, frankly, because for some people, even the price point of Hailun is too much. If I have to be honest with myself, and I'm even pretty frank with my customers about this as well, that this entry-level piano is an entry-level piano. This is not one that I have the same conviction, as you put it, that I have for Hailun. But for the price, it's a great piano.
Yeah.
I also have, I'm dealing Petrov pianos as well, which is a luxury piano, or prestige model, as some people call it, or prestige line. And similarly, but just kind of on its head, these are incredible instruments, but out of reach for most middle class people.
Brigham, what's the future holding for you? You went from 700 to 20,000. What's there to? What's the next thing?
Okay, in the future, well, so we own the real estate.
Yeah, which is I gotta say, we're in the business here, and piano dealers that don't own their real estate usually make a huge mistake. That's one of key success factors, is to own your store.
Well, I took a business class when I was at BYU 15 years ago, something like that. And I remember it was a revelation to me to learn that the founder of McDonald's, Ray Kroc, was not in the hamburger business. He was in the real estate business. That he paid for prime commercial real estate on the corner of Center and Main in every small town throughout America, selling hamburgers, but that is not the business that he was in. He was in the real estate business. So you ask what the future holds. I hope that we'll continue to sell pianos and do relatively well selling pianos. But future from a business standpoint, my retirement, my hope, my dreams are tied up in the real estate. Does that answer your question about the future?
Well, I think it's a smart move. Yeah, absolutely. I think that making sure you run a good store, have all of that part, and as a small business owner, own your property.
And
is important part.
I should say that I mean you played a major role in owning this real estate. I mean, there's no way that we could have gotten here into this beautiful facility without your products, without your support, without your help and advice and mentoring. So I mean, Hailun is a major part in getting here.
It was a pleasure and a privilege to help. Thanks for your conversation.
Yeah, thank you.